the repair shop today, a radio dating from the Great Depression, it's a boost.
It's exciting times, but daunting as well.
And buried treasure for Dom.
Look at what I have discovered underneath. The original paint, hidden underneath the sign.
On an antique fairground game.
I'm confident I know what colour to paint it.
Beneath the beams, Will Kirk and Kirsten Ramsay are examining the first job of the day.
What is this, Tudor? Elizabethan?
I don't know what it is.
It's something that holds very dear memories for Minty Barlow from Bolton.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, hello.
Oh, there it is.
What is this?
So this is a model village house from Cleethorpes seafront. So that's random, isn't it? Hi. Cleethorpes had this model village around the 50s and 60s. It was a tourist attraction. My parents got wind it was being demolished, I think, in the 70s. And my mum sent my dad on kind of a mission to try and procure a couple. I don't know if he bribed, bought, but we ended up with two in our back garden in Grimsby that I grew up with.
Why these? I mean, did they mean quite a lot to your parents?
I think at the time, my parents just thought they'd be really cool things to have, but they became a bit more than that as I grew up, I guess. So my dad was a real character. He's kind of a hybrid of Basil Fawlty and Captain Mainwaring. He's a real eccentric. But he had this sense of magic. He convinced me that fairies lived here. And my memory is that this maybe had little chimney pots on, because he made them smoke.
Really?
Yeah, I just believed that, 100%. This was the fairy house in the garden, and the fairies were home if the chimney smoked. It's just magic.
That's so
Wow.
sweet.
Sounds like your parents were really special people and your childhood must have been amazing.
I mean, they were off the rockers. They were a real pair of characters. But yeah, there was never a dull moment growing up in Grimsby with them. I went on to move to Bolton and had my daughter 11 years ago, Grace. And sadly, my mum passed away just after she was born. She was only 8 weeks old. And my dad I lost about 4 years ago, very suddenly. So to have this restored, it would bring a bit of the magic back. And my daughter thought the exact same thing. She thought fairies lived there too. I don't think fairies would move in how it is right now. I think they'd be quite disgusted with that.
Looks like they moved out a long time ago.
It's more like trolls are squatting, isn't it? The fairies are living there.
Why have you decided to have this repaired now?
Over the last few years, as Grace is getting older and YouTubers are taking over fairies and things like that, it's kind of more for me, a bit selfishly, I guess. I miss my parents dreadfully. It's the best thing in the world having a daughter, but sometimes I just really miss being one. And I think to have it looking nice again in the garden, I'm really sorry because I'm getting upset. It would just be like they're just there, and it would be like being little Minty again. And I just want to sit out and look at the house and remember the magic, bring a bit back.
I think this is going to be a lovely project for us both to work on well.
Yeah.
Thank you, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
See you soon.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, house. Who doesn't want magic in their life? It would just be amazing. I think we lose that sense of wonder the older we get, don't we? My mum and dad were both expert at making things magical when I was younger. And I think getting it fixed would bring them back a little bit. It would just be like they were just saying hi again.
We've got our work cut out for us here, I think. The paint is going to obviously need completely overhauling. You just can't see any of the detail. What are your thoughts on this wood?
If I was a builder, I'd be rubbing my hands. There's a lot of work involved. It looks really dry. Look, pieces just flaking off really easily. I'm going to remove anything that's really badly damaged,
Yeah.
replace it with new wood,
Are you able to do that first?
because you don't want to take this to your bench first, is that what you're saying? Right, well, I'll get started.
I'll leave you to it.
Cheers. This is such a lovely little house, but there is so much damaged wood here. Everything is just crumbling away. I've managed to keep a few of the original beams here, but there's so much that needs to be replaced. Unfortunately, nothing here is symmetrical or straight. Every single piece of wood needs to be tailor-made. So I'm going to trace around the outline of the missing pieces, and I can get this cut out into new pieces of wood.
As Will begins his big overhaul of the tiny house, outside, a new arrival. Luigi Chiaburi from Llanelli in Wales is hoping bright spark Mark Stuckey can bring a treasured family favourite back to life.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Now that is a beautiful... It is a radio, isn't it?
Correct, yes. It's a super valve Ferranti radio.
Right.
It's been in my possession, passed down to me from my father, Giuseppe. My mother was Maria, both Italians.
Right.
And my father came into Wales as a prisoner of war, and he was made to work on the land.
So who captured your father as a prisoner of war?
The English.
Is that what they did? Yeah?
Yeah. Came over a lot apart, 42, 43.
Well, I didn't know that the British had prisoners as well.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
captured...
load
of POWs, yeah, over
Loads. The war finished. He then went back to Naples, but because the depression was worse out in there, he then came back to Wales, to the land he was working on, but he was actually employed as a labourer then, and part of his payment, he was given this particular radio.
And has this been in the family house ever since then?
Ever since then, yeah, and passed to me from 88, 89.
And has it been working 30 years
The
ago?
last time I'm aware was 1971, and that's in the kitchen on the right-hand side, and it was functioning then.
OK. So why do you want to get it repaired now?
It used to be the hub for us as a family. We didn't have much, didn't have a TV, etc., not even black and white. So it's something I was brought up with, one, to learn.
Yeah.
Nursery rhymes, listen to certain programmes like Listen with Mother.
Yeah.
My father used to listen to the Archers. We'd all be around the coal fire and listening to the radio.
Good memories?
Tremendous. You don't forget things like that, do you?
No.
No, you don't. Not at all.
It's certainly put an impression on you, hasn't it?
Almost. Well,
Yeah.
I think maybe I would have had a more difficult road ahead of me in life because having two Italian parents,
Yeah.
we had to teach ourselves a lot of the language. So it was a learning curve. Having the radio as well would help us. My father used to say to me, some people say, you are what you are. My father used to say to me, no, Luigi, you'll be what you want to be. And that's what I never forget.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing I've got left of memories of my father, who influenced me so much in life. It's my pride possession in this.
See that? All I can say to you is thank you for bringing this in. Hopefully, Mark's going to be able to get this working again.
Whatever you can do will be most appreciated. Thank you both so much.
You take care now.
Bye.
Nice to
Bye-bye.
meet you.
The memory I have of the radio is it was all about us as a family and caring for each other. Family is a very big deal to us because we didn't have much money then, and we were grateful for what we had, and they influenced us through the radio to help each other. It will bring back priceless memories.
This is definitely Art Deco. The cinemas of the period would have had that same style on the outer building. Bakelite is an early form of plastic. It was a cheap alternative to cabinets, wood. The first thing I need to do is effectively get this chassis out, have a look, inspect it, see what may possibly have deteriorated over age. Obviously, Luigi, you can tell, you know, this means so much to him and his family. For him to be able to hear this come back to life again, to see that reaction. It's exciting times, but daunting as well. It's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job for Will either, replacing most of the wooden beams on the derelict fairy house.
That fits. Lovely. There's some excess adhesive around the edge, but I'm going to wipe that off. I've made sure that I've got enough on there that no water can really get into those nooks and crannies. I've also used cedar wood, which is fantastic for outdoors and constructions. The longer pieces fit in quite well. It's all these curved pieces which are quite hard to get right. I kind of offer it up, and any part that's rubbing against the concrete, I know that I need to sand it away. So I can see at the top here, it's slightly catching. And mark that with a pencil. And then I know that I need to sand that area. Well, that's a really nice fit there. Once I've replaced the last few pieces, I can then give it a light sand and stain them that really nice bright colour. As soon as that's dried, over to kitchen.
Will has done the most incredible job on Minty's fairy house. There's quite a lot of filling work. There's big chunks of the concrete that have fallen away. And then I got to tackle the colour scheme of the house and repainting. It would be nice to give it some of that magic quality again. The cleaning is now completed. The next stage here is to make a start on filling all the areas that are missing. Filling all these tiny holes and cracks is really vital so that the water can run smoothly off the roof as it would in a normal house, but also protecting all that lovely woodwork that Will has done on the actual body of the house too. There's these quite large areas where the roof tiles are missing, and I'm using an epoxy putty, which is pretty much self-supporting, and I also need to put some of these tile details into the putty as well. It's quite fun doing something like this, because normally I work with quite sort of small, fiddly, ornate things, and just makes a really nice change. This is where the real transformation of Minty's fairy house takes place. I've moved on from filling and texturing the missing panel sections in the house and the roof, and I'm now starting to do the paint work. I've got a photograph from Minty's family which shows the rough colours that the fairy house had. This stage really is the fun stage, really seeing the fairy house transformed back into a magical home that hopefully some fairies might come and inhabit.
While Kirsten employs her most delicate of touches on the tiny fairy house, metalworker Dominic Chenier has a rather more hefty challenge on his hands.
Come on, Dom.
You're not pushing. I'm pushing.
Go on, that's it. Go on, spin it round. Come on, Dom.
Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant.
Marie Heemson from East Sussex is hoping Dom has the muscle to fix her prized possession.
Hello.
Hello there. Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So this heavy strength
heavy.
machine is yours, then, yeah?
It is.
Tell us how you got this.
Well, this is inherited from my late husband, Robert, and his first association with the machine was back in the 50s. He used to go out cycling with his father, and they stopped at a cafe which had a whole array of penny machines.
Really? That's
And
cool.
when he was at art school in the 70s,
Yeah.
he got the opportunity when he heard they were up for sale to buy them. So he got this machine and a football machine
Oh, that's
as well.
super cool.
That's amazing,
That's
isn't
all
it?
right, isn't it? Do you know why?
He just loved it. He loved the shape of it. He liked the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't in great repair when he took it on, and he repaired it.
Yeah.
He had a mantra in life, which was if anybody could do it, he could do it himself.
Yeah.
And he was just a very talented man in both restoration and artistically. And sadly, I'm afraid that since he's died, I've taken my eye off the ball a bit, and it's fallen into disrepair, really.
It's understandable. When you lost your husband, it must have been a really, really tough time.
We were married for 15 years,
Okay.
and then he had pancreatic cancer, so he'd been ill for 10 months. It was a very sudden demise and a very dramatic end, really, in lots of ways.
Sorry.
So,
Okay, sorry to hear that.
so I had twins in 1997,
Okay.
and so he died just as they had their 10th birthday, really.
That must have been tough.
Yes, it was a tough time, but we remember him really with just fondness and affection, and this gives them a link because, you know, their memories are diminishing.
Yeah.
He's been not part of their life for a longer part of their lives than he was part of it. So, you know, I think they can feel part of his personality through the belongings that he had.
Yeah.
So when was the last time you remember this working?
Maybe about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Is the last time I can actually remember it working well.
Right. So what would you like Dom to do to this?
First and foremostly, to preserve what we've got of it. I certainly would like to see the face and that to be made weatherproof again so that it could stand outside again.
Was it always black or has it been a different...
No,
Did Robert paint it?
he did.
Or, okay, this colour.
The colour before was a burgundy colour.
Okay.
But I would like to give you the licence to do whatever you
Really?
thought
Oh,
most
wow.
appropriate, really.
Brilliant.
I think that's...
That's music
Thank
to
you.
his ears. Oh,
It won't be shocking pink. And
I think it's beautiful. I've got to get this working. Thank you, Marie, for bringing this in. Dom
Yeah.
is over the moon. I've never seen him smile like this, ever.
This is a good one.
It's a good one.
Thank you. It's
Thank
lovely
you so
to meet
much.
you.
And you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You take
Bye-bye.
care now.
See you later.
I think Rob's personality is rooted in that machine. You know, he loved to restore things, which was slightly unusual. I think one of the ways in which the children are able to remember their father is through the possessions that he had, because it reflects his personality. And I know for certain that he would be thrilled at the idea of Dom restoring the machine.
Rob sounds exactly like you.
I know.
Unbelievable.
It's quite strange, isn't it? I literally
very
felt
strange.
like someone was explaining me. But yeah, isn't it incredible?
So what have you got to do to it then?
My main concern is that all the mechanism for the actual I mean, I know I'm not that strong, but I'd hope that would move a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to get into the mechanism.
Right.
So it's going to have to come apart.
What are you going to do about the paint?
The honest answer is I don't know at the moment. I really need the machine to guide me. Whatever colour it ends up,
Yeah.
I know it's going to look amazing.
And if we get it working, have a little competition in there, won't we?
I haven't got a chance against you, though.
Come on, of course you have. I bet you'll rig it, you'll fix it. I can't lift it, and then you'll be able to lift it. All right. Let's get a trolley and get this over to your area.
Brilliant.
Okay?
Here we go. I do honestly feel very, very privileged to be able to work on something like this. It's been sitting exposed to the elements for a long time. It's all really seized up and rusty. So the only way to deal with that is to strip it right back, clean every single component, replace what I need to, and get it working again. Come on. Yes. Okay. So the way this mechanism works is really quite simple. There's going to be a spring inside that upright by the handle, and that's what gives you the resistance. Then there's a series of levers and arms and pivot points that then turn that movement of you pulling up through here, transfers it down there, and it joins onto that rod that goes through the whole body. And then that movement, or that pushing up, is what then turns the dial and gives you a readout of how strong you are and how big your muscles are. Right. Yes. Yes. There we go.
Having completed his dismantle of the vintage Bakelite radio, Mark is now delving into its inner workings.
I've cleaned up the chassis. It was pretty dirty, as you can imagine. There are numerous components which I've got to replace. So this is a capacitor. I'll put it on an insulation tester, which puts a couple 100 volts on. And yeah, that's completely flat-lined, which means it's dead, it's a short circuit. So we're going to replace that with its modern counterpart, which is this rather smaller item. It's a higher voltage, it's more reliable, and it will last equally for over 80 more years. One down, and probably about another dozen to go. I've replaced all the usual suspect components. I've now applied voltage to it for the first time in 40+ years. Everything started to come up, looked very promising. Then a disaster. Everything started going wrong. There is an intermediary transformer that's gone, it's literally gone pop. We have coils which help to amplify it. They've collapsed. And just to finalise and finish it with a free card trick, the oscillator section has gone down as well. So it's feel like bashing your head against something because it's just all horribly gone wrong. We're at this stage now where we need a donor. I'm talking to some other colleagues of mine. I'm looking around. It's the only way now. There's so many parts I will need to remove off a good machine and then rebuild this section by section until I've got it perfectly working again.
While he waits for a donor, Mark is on the case.
I'm just using a metal polish. With Bakelite, you have to be a little bit cautious because Bakelite, it has a small percentage of asbestos. When I'm doing something like this is absolutely fine, but if you was actually trying to scrape away, then you would have to be a little bit more careful. The good thing about it though, by the time you have finished polishing it up, it will look gleaming again. We have now located and found a donor, and it is nearly identical. What a relief. It's like winning the lottery. Both these radios were produced around 1935, 1936. So that will fit comfortably into Luigi's Bakelite case. But of course, we've still got an issue. We've got to get this one working instead of this one. We've still got one fundamental problem. That is this loudspeaker. The coil in here has gone faulty. The power supply, therefore, will not function. So what I've got to do now is fit this series resistance in so it will then make the power supply function. That's it. So all I've got to do now is to just temporarily wire up this to the output from the amplifier, turn it on and see how well it's going to work. I'm now at full mains. Oh, it's drawing current now, going up to 200 milliamps. I'm trying to pick up a radio station. There you go. There. Yes, it's working. What a result. We're going to have a happy Luigi. I am so pleased, so relieved. What a lovely feeling.
In an effort to get the little model house fit for fairies once again, Kirsten's been working her magic.
The fairy house has just been an absolute treat to work on. I've got a little bit of detailing to do on top of the roof, and that's really just to stop it from being one uniform colour. What I want is a little bit of shading, and I'm going to do that just by using a stipple effect, just to break up the surface. My hope is that it transports Minty back to that moment when she was a child with her parents again.
Minty's late mum and dad created a magical world for her as a little girl, and this house was at the centre of it.
I've been thinking about my parents. I think about them all the time, but what's nice is this feels very positive and a nice way to think about them. And I'm just hoping to revisit the 8-year-old Minty, feel like her again. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Minty. How are you?
Oh, I'm so excited to see you. Trying to look at you guys, but I really just want to stare at that right in front of me. But yeah, it's great to be back.
What are you hoping to see?
Oh, I'm hoping to see a bit of magic, Will. I've got a feeling there's something really wonderful under that blanket. I can't wait to see it.
Shall I do it? Okay, a little bit of fairy dust.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, my God, look at it. Oh, my God, the little chimney pots and everything. Look at the wood. How have you done that? That's a house any fairy would be pleased to live in, isn't it? Oh, my heart is just racing. I feel like I'm 7 years old again. I can't believe what you've done. That's nuts. It's so cool. My dad would love this. He'd love it. And my mum would just think it was amazing. I've just got the best reminder of the most incredible parents. Thank you. It's just gorgeous.
Been an absolute pleasure.
Absolute honour.
Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
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 Bye. I think whatever age you are, once your parents are gone, you always feel it, but it's so nice to have something so magical to remember them by. I feel like I got a piece of my mum and dad back. Yeah, really did.
Outside, the cast iron elements of the Test Your Strength machine have been doing just that for Dom.
I've just taken off this sign and look at what I have discovered underneath. This is absolute gold. I mean, it's not, it's green. The original paint hidden underneath the sign. Now I've exposed it, I can see and I can get a perfect colour match to repaint this whole machine in this lovely pea green colour. It's brilliant. This all now can be sent off to be sandblasted because I'm confident I know what colour to paint it. It is not good news for the dial. Unfortunately, It's deteriorated so badly. It's actually a piece of paper printed and stuck to a piece of wood. So all I can really do at this point is make a whole new one. The good news is that I've got enough detail and information on this that I'm taking measurements, I've taken a picture, and I'm using all of this as reference to redraw as best I can all of this. Then I can get that printed and stick it onto a new piece of wood. I've got all of the pieces of the Trial Strength machine back from being sandblasted, which is a brilliant process. It's stripped them right back to the bare metal, and all these surfaces are primed and ready to paint. All of these pieces on the bench are the workings of the mechanism. I've given everything here a thorough good clean, rebuilt a couple of parts, everything's been painted, it's all ready to assemble. And I've got a terrifying pile of tiny little screws. So the sooner this gets put back together, the better. That is the mechanism complete. You can sort of get an idea of how it works. That feels really good. So nice to see this gleaming like it should be. You know, everything working perfectly. I can't wait to get this in the machine now. All right, I'll try not to break it again. Getting it in there. That's it, perfect. Oh, yes. At the moment, I feel like I am over a really big hurdle getting this machine working again, but it's a lot more than just a fairground machine to Marie. This is going to be a beautiful representation and memory of her husband, Robert. So with that in mind, I've got now a lot more sort of the jewellery to put on, the nice sign on the front, all the brass pieces, and really get this thing looking its best. This text down here, the Improved Strength Testing Machine Company. I mean, it's brilliant. These guys made this thing in the first place. I feel it's only right that they get a little bit more detail. So I'm just putting on some gold size, which I've tinted with a little bit of yellow paint over just the raised lettering. And then I'm going to gold leaf it.
It's been an extremely difficult repair for Mark on the 1930s Bakelite radio, but the end is in sight.
We're now at the stage where the chassis is going to go into the radio. Let's do it bit by bit. There we go. OK, I'm just going to screw those back in. Last thing to do is to solder these up, shorten these cables, fit them on there. Job's a good one. Right, that's it. I'm really happy with that. Electronically now it's complete. I've just got a few little aesthetic touches to do, finish off, and then after that, I just can't wait to see what Luigi thinks.
This radio played a vital part in Luigi's post-war household, providing a focal point for family life and even teaching them English.
My Bakelite radio means so much, just not to myself, but to my two sisters. We were brought up around that radio. So many good memories. It will be like bringing back family members back live again. So excited. I couldn't even sleep last night. Just wanted to get back.
Here he is. Hi. How you doing?
Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. Excited.
Oh, bless you.
Not knowing what to expect.
So this symbolises a lot to you, doesn't it?
It's always been with us. Bringing the family together, it just means so much to me.
Let's let him see it.
You do the honours.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. We've cleaned it up. Unbelievable. You brought the family back together.
Oh, that's nice to know.
That's all I can say. I'm amazed. It's like brand new. I do not know the last time I saw the bakelite shine like this.
Oh, okay.
And now, can I turn it on?
The big test, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Amazed. I'm trying to associate the music now, aren't I?
How's that feel to hear it again?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah?
Inside, I'm shaking.
So the whole family used to listen to this back in the day. You're going to
Always.
do that again?
Yeah. My sisters have already phoned me today.
Yeah.
As soon as you're out, let us know if it's working and when are we coming up so we can turn it on and listen to it. We can get together. So that will be a priority. It'll be as if my mother and father are there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will reinstate what happened 60, 70 years ago. And, you know, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's been a really lovely journey to bring it back to life again and to see the expression on your face and those memories coming back into you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, you
thank
take care.
both.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Wow. Absolutely wow. That's all I can say. It's now bringing back so many other memories as well. Just not about the radio, but how we lived, what we did as a family, because we didn't have much. And without that, we wouldn't have had anything. It would have been hard to communicate. You know, and now it's going to be cherished for many, many years to come.
Dom is on the home straight, rebuilding the carefully restored parts of the Test Your Strength machine.
You know what? That dial is looking so good. Yes, it fits perfectly. It's been a really long road for me, this, but standing back now, I'm just able to admire it, really. And I'm just so chuffed. I'm sure that Maria's going to absolutely love it, but I just really hope that it's what Robert wanted. I really hope that I've sort of done him justice. Last piece. Look at that. Love it.
This machine was the prized plaything of Rob, a loving family man and a keen collector. For his wife Marie, it's a connection to him and the times they spent together.
This whole process has obviously made my time with Rob more memorable, and the idea of taking this machine home and actually being able to use it again and have those family memories again is very, very exciting.
Marie, hi.
Hi, Dom.
It's so nice to see you again.
It's lovely to see you. I'm so excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm excited, but I'm so nervous.
Are you?
I really am. Yeah.
Do you know, I'm a little nervous too.
Yeah. Oh, I want to show you. Ready?
Yeah. Goodness me. That is truly, truly outstanding. I'm blown away. It is utterly outstanding. I love it. I absolutely love it. You couldn't have done me more proud. It's just so, so lovely.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
And I love the colour.
Actually, when I was taking it apart, this is the original colour.
Well, that's really lovely to know. It suits it.
I'm honestly relieved that you like it. I really am. But what do you think Rob would think of it?
He would have loved it. And the fact that you've managed to get all of the detail of the wording along there so precisely. And the dial, I can't believe you did that. Does it work?
Do you want to have a go?
I don't know if I
Pennies are
get
on the
it.
floor. You're welcome. Yeah. You
All right.
have to give it a good old tug, but... Ooh. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's 150.
150.
Oh, very good. I think very good. My goodness.
Wow. I don't even know what to say beyond it's just truly fantastic.
I'm so chuffed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Honestly, you're so welcome. Now, I really hope you don't mind, but everyone inside has been dying to have a go. Do you mind if I call them out?
Absolutely not. Go get them.
Brilliant. Guys, come outside a second. Hope you're ready. You've been doing your stretches.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Everyone's limbered up. Everyone's ready.
Yes. Oh, I'm going. Go
on,
on.
Woo! Go, girl.
Right. Come on.
Woo!
Come on, Amanda.
Right, here we go.
Here we go.
Give it some welly.
Oh, 180 was that? 180, 190?
Julie, Julie!
Here we go.
Come on, Julie.
All the way round.
Go
Come on.
Oh,
Bit more,
there
bit
she
more.
goes. Spare power.
Oh, my word. 210. Where did that come from at the end?
Come on, Steve, show us how
Steve,
it's
you're in
done.
trouble
Go
now.
on, Steve. 300. 300.
Go, Steve, go!
That was quick. What did it go up to?
240.
Go on then, Dom.
260.
270.
260.
What did you get, Steve?
240.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
The winner.
Marie, thank you so much for letting us all have a go. It's been really good fun.
Thank you very much indeed. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm just so delighted with this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Lovely to meet you.
Bye.
It really was just quite a magical moment, actually. And I see this as a bit of a legacy. What we've done is to bring a little bit of his memory back to life again, and Rob would have undoubtedly been looking, thinking, this is wonderful.